What's cooking? Welcome to What's Cooking. And of course, this is no other place but Citi TV. My name is Apioko. We're still in Heritage Month. And as you must know by now, in the month of Heritage here at Citi TV and Citi FM, we are making everything Ghana, including in the kitchen. And we're not just doing this for ourselves, we're entreating all of you to make it Ghana too. What you wear, what you bath, what you drink, and what you eat. And for that matter, today, we're back in the Heritage Kitchen to do something special. Now, my guest is going to make a delicacy that is especially important to the Akans, the Ashantis, those from the Bunu region, the Ahafo region, and we call it Abunuabunu. And when she comes, she'll tell us exactly what goes into it. But I see some snails here, some crabs. And you can't have Abunuabunu without snails and crab, right? There's some kuntumre, so many different things. There's ohineba fish. She'll come and tell us all about it. Now, don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naye Bebre, Fanice, so nice. And as usual, I must remind you to go out and look for the American vanilla flavor with chocolate chips in it. Fanice's new range is amazing and you need to try it, especially in the month of Heritage. Get some plantain chips, some kube cake, throw it in there and you have a dessert. Perfect Ghanaian dessert, right? And last but not the least, Frytol is also a member of the What's Cooking family. And Frytol says that you, yes you, deserve a life of goodness. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we get cooking with our Abunuabunu. Welcome back. It's What's Cooking here on Citi TV. Now, if you're just joining us, let me bring you up to speed. Today, we're making Abunuabunu. And I'm about to introduce my guest so that we really get into the conversation about what exactly that is. And of course, how it's prepared. I must tell you that though it's a delicacy amongst many of the Akan people of Ghana. So we've got the Ashantis, we've got the people from the Bunu region, from the Ahafo region, and these are very powerful people in the history of Ghana and are very proud people too. And so when you get to see that there's a fish in there called ohineba, which literally means a prince or a princess, then you realize, I know this is a very expensive soup. So I'm going to introduce my guest right now. And of course, I need you to remember that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naye Bebre, Fanice, so nice, and of course, Frytol. You deserve a life of goodness. Now, Afrokuma, are you there? Oheneba, Osheho.
Yeah.
Pacho bra. Look,
Hi,
today you brought the G out of me. Hi.
Hi.
Look, I dressed up for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So this is Oheneba Frakuma Abibu. She's a good friend of mine. She's my monkey. She doesn't want me to say it. That's why I call her. She calls me her mouse, and I call her my monkey. She's a traffic executive here at Citi TV and Citi FM. But what brings her to the What's Cooking kitchen? Afrakuma, a lot of people don't know, is actually a professional caterer. Now, at a time when Citi wasn't taking all her time, she was literally making these kinds of soups all the time for several hundreds of clients in a week. I lie. Is it not true?
Yeah.
And she's one of the people I know who can really, really, really make a great Abunuabunu soup. And so in the month of Heritage, if we're going to celebrate this soup, I just thought, look, you know what? She's the one we had to call. So Afrakuma, thank you. Now, I know you don't like cameras, so I'm feeling very important that you showed up for this camera.
Anything for you.
Thank you. So, Abunuabunu. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ebunu is green, the color green. So, Abunuabunu literally means green.
Sure.
And it's a green soup. Mm-hmm. And personally, honestly, I find Abunuabunu very interesting because when we think of Ghanaian soup, and you think of greens, you usually think of the soups from the northern parts of Ghana, so your ayoyo soup.
Yeah.
Then, you come to your amadechi on the Volta side. But when you think of Akan, you think of the heavy abenkwai and, the...
soup and all that. There's even a
katikonto. Good. But now, this is a pure green soup. So, how did you learn how to make it?
Okay, so I learned it from grandma. Yes, growing up, she would cook. She loves to cook. So she would call us, we'll sit by her in the kitchen. So you just have to learn, and then that's it.
Yeah. So. And, what was it like? Was it a difficult thing to learn?
Okay, if I will be honest, growing up, I didn't like cooking. You would never find me in the kitchen.
Really?
Yes.
And you ended up turning into a business?
I know, right? So I think maybe I was born with it, or it runs in the family, because I had an auntie who was also a caterer, cooking and all that. Yeah. So
I think it's a beautiful thing that you're young. And when I say young, you're young. You're a millennial, at least. You're young. But someone like you can make such a traditional soup. And that's why I met the producers, and we thought, look, let's call you, because a lot of people in our age bracket don't know how to prepare their traditional meals. Some of them don't even know their names. I met a number of young people a couple of weeks ago. They didn't know the difference between kaklo and tatale. And I thought it was an abomination. But then again, if you weren't raised with it...
Did they grow up here?
They did grow up here.
Oh, that's a shame.
Very big shame. But that's where we are. But anyway, let's start. Let's start.
Okay, so can I wrap my...
Yes, of course.
Okay, sure.
See,
it will be uncomfortable having it around me.
Show us levels. Yeah. This is how it's done. I like it. I like it. That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so you need to wash your hands.
Sure.
Okay, let me get some water for you.
I know, right? With the greens around us and all that.
Everything.
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Good.
Thank you.
So where do we start?
Okay, so I would start with chopping the ingredients, especially the onions.
The onions.
Yeah.
So you prefer the small knife?
I think with this one, yes, I would use the bigger one. Sure.
Okay, so do we chop it chunky so it's easier to blend? Is that the idea?
Yes. Okay.
All right. So, a lot of people have the notion that greens don't have taste.
That's not true.
Yeah, you know how even when somebody says, okay, I'm going to eat salad, then the next thing is, I'm not a goat.
Yeah.
But people feel like greens don't have a taste of their own. Now, I'm bringing this up because, like we said, Abunuabunu is literally a green soup. It's a green soup. But we've got the kontomire in there, the cocoyam leaves.
Yeah.
We've got the queen suswa or the abedro, right? Depending on where you're coming from. Turkey berries. Some people call them small garden eggs.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't that one before.
I haven't.
Oh, small garden eggs.
I see.
These ones here. And then you've got even your green pepper. So there's a lot of green in there.
Yes.
I'm asking this question because I want to know, in your experience, do greens have taste? Like how garlic has a flavor?
Yes.
The snails, they have their own flavor. Greens too?
Yeah, they do. So when you're going to boil the cocoyam leaves, which is the kontomire, you add a bit of green pepper and then you add the turkey berries. So you blend them together so you get the flavor. You have a bit of pepper and then,
And that's just the leaves, greens?
Yes. The leaves has a peculiar scent, so that's it, the smell.
That's interesting. So for all of you who think that goats don't have taste, but they do. They are eating good stuff. You just don't know.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to peel the ginger, and then we'll blend it, and then we'll steam the...
All right.
Yeah.
Do we need to add some water to this?
When I'm done.
When you're done?
When I'm done, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Do you always peel the ginger? I've seen people make Abunuabunu and even some of our other local dishes, and they leave the skin of the ginger on. I do that sometimes too. Do you do that sometimes, or you always prefer to take it off?
No, I prefer to take it off.
Okay. Is there a reason?
No.
It's just your preference.
Yeah.
You get the flavor better, and that's it.
Well, I know that when you keep when you do it without taking the peels off, it has this. I think my auntie said the taste is stronger than when you peel it.
Yes, that I can attest to.
Okay.
Okay, so that means ginger is not the star of the show. So you want to peel it.
Yeah.
The flavor should be there, but it shouldn't come and be competing with the greens.
Yeah, well, actually, what makes Abunuabunu special is what goes into it. When I say that, the fish, the meat, the seafood, yeah.
The zoo.
You have like a UN, yeah.
United Nations soup.
Yeah. So that's basically it.
Okay. And we'll talk, when we get there, we'll talk about why the choice of these particular proteins.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the time, I mean, our father said surf and turf. You know, surf is you know for the sea, because you surf on the ocean waves, right? And then turf, you're on land. So it's a mixture of land and sea. You know, so we've got the kutuje here, which of course cow foot, and I'll ask you about that, because when I hear kutuje, me being the Ga English speaking woman that I am, I think of knees, and because even when you are praying, it's we're called, how do you say, we're called kutuje.
Yeah. So.
But then when we translate kutuje to English and we say cow feet, so it always confuses me.
Well, we grew up to
that's what it is.
So I think there's no special explanation. It's just kutuje.
Kutuje.
Yes,
it's kutuje.
Yes,
we
please.
Don't argue. Kutuje is kutuje.
Just give it the credit. It's kutuje. Okay, so can I get some water?
Okay.
Okay.
More?
Yes, please. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so now we're done. We just put this into the blender. And then,
all right.
But before I do that, I like to season my meat. When I'm doing the seasoning, I just add a bit of pepper.
Okay.
To just give it some flavor, just some hot.
No, it's allowed. It's a Ghanaian dish.
So
it wouldn't be a Ghanaian dish without pepper. Okay, and you choose the greens.
Yes,
because we are doing the Abunuabunu, the green.
Okay, so now we're just ready to blend.
All right.
So,
so while we're waiting for those to be blended, where do we move
now
to?
We get a pan.
Okay.
And then we start.
All right.
I'm going to boil the kutuje together with the crab.
Okay.
All right.
So is this a specific kind of crab? I know. With the Gans, we have ka and we have nga. Nga is the flat ones, and then ka is the big ones. At least the ones we have in Ghana.
Sure.
You know,
this is ka.
So this is ka.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, so ka is actually national. Though. It's not just in the Ghana states. It's a national delicacy. Okay. So we're not adding the snails.
No.
Okay.
No, I just want to do it separate.
Okay.
So
are we adding
water?
Anything? Water?
No, just water. So that we just boil it. You know, normally kutuje is hard, so we need to give it a bit of heat.
Thank you very much.
Just
for those of us who
make
don't
it a
have
bit
strong
soft.
teeth, but who like to eat good things. Okay. Do we need to cover it?
Yes, please.
We do. Okay.
The heat would help it make it soft. Okay. So I was going to mention that Abunuabunu, when you're preparing it, you don't need a lot of tomatoes.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Because it's green.
Thank you. So today I'll just use just one. I'll just pick one.
Okay.
And then I'll do it.
So what's the purpose of the tomato then?
Okay, so it's just green. And you know green is how tomatoes, it decreases it. It makes it a bit of red.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and that's actually why we use green pepper instead of the red. You can put a bit of red, but the green should overshadow the red, yes.
Right. We're doing good. Okay.
So now I'll pick pepper. Then we have the onions.
And I must say thank you to Divine Citronella Candle for giving us these beautiful citronella candles. They're beautifully packaged. Very, very nicely done. I mean, I keep saying, I can't say it enough. We're in a tropical country. Once there's food, the flies will come, especially when you have momone and salmon and all these tasty things. The flies, they know what is good. Let me just get our blended veggies.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So we'll use this when we're done with the
when this
cooking
is
of it. Yeah.
So this is also going on,
Yes,
on the
but
fire.
I need water.
Okay, so let me get some more water.
Okay, so Api, with the kako, it's hard. You can decide to cook it, or you can,
Kako is shark, right? Shark meat.
yeah. So you can decide to cook it or put it in water to soften it a bit, and then you start. When you're starting the soup, you just drop a few in. So I would use 2 today.
Okay. All right, then in that case, let's take a break, okay? This is still What's Cooking. My name is Apioka. I'm here with Oheneba Frakoma, and we're making none other than the amazing and famous Abunuabunu. So when we come back, we continue. Right now, we've got our kotoje and our crabs, our ka, if you're speaking in the Ghana way, on the fire. We also have our veggies, tomatoes, some pepper in there, some onions, just boiling so we can. And then our kako is also softening in a little pool of water. So let's go for a break. And when we come back, we continue to unravel this glorious meal.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
You are welcome back. It's still What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. My name is Apioka. My guest is looking at me like, hey, where did this energy come from? She was just so calm. But no, I am excited. Abunuabunu is a meal that has always intrigued me. And I have the right person here during this Heritage Month while we're making it Ghana in every way possible, including in the kitchen, how to make Abunuabunu. Oheneba Afrakuma. And Afrakuma, look, I mean, I know about Abunuabunu. I think in principle, somebody would say, I know how to do textbook Abunuabunu, but it's not something that I've really prepared, myself before. I have friends whose mothers, when I was younger, or I have friends who make it, but it's not something that I actually say I know how to make. So I'm actually very excited. I'm going to use this to flex in places. So I'm actually taking notes. Okay, so what do we do now?
Okay, so please check on the kotoje for me.
Kotoje. Okay. It's doing well.
Okay.
It's beginning to soften.
Okay.
But it's not that soft yet.
The color has changed.
Slightly.
It becomes a
bit,
lot brown.
Yeah, much more brown.
Yeah.
Less pink.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
so
teacher,
since we're going to do...
teacher is asking me questions. Give me the hand on my waist. I love it.
Okay, so we'll leave it for like 5 minutes. Okay, can you check on the pepper too?
Okay, it's not boiling yet, but it's hot.
Sure.
Seems like we're getting... Oh, the smell. Interesting. It's the same ingredients, the things that we know and love, but every time I discover something new about them, it just gets so exciting for me.
So for me, when I'm cooking, I tend to use a lot of onions. A lot.
Well, I love
just to make the
onions,
flavor,
so-
you know, it gives flavor and it's healthy. So
It is.
yeah.
I love onions. And I mean, we have in Ghana, well, now the white onions too have become common, but the red onions,
Onions, yeah.
they are what we've known for a long time. And they're very flavorful, I believe. I don't know if I'm wrong. You are the professional.
No, you're not. You're not.
Okay. Great,
It has
great,
a lot
great.
of flavor, so.
Okay. So where do we go next?
Okay, so now please, I think the kotodwe is ready now.
The wind is blowing the fire towards this side, so we can put it on the
Yeah. Okay, so now can I have the big pan?
top.
Okay, so now can you please pass me the blended? Yeah.
So once again, this is
Thank you.
blended onions, garlic, ginger,
And green pepper.
green pepper.
Yeah. Okay.
Are we adding more?
Yes.
Well, since we like a lot of onions, I don't see why not.
Okay. Here you go. Can I have salt, please? So you just add a bit of salt. I mean, to your taste. If you're doing it yourself at home, to your taste, yeah. Please. Thank you.
Is that enough?
Just a minute. I'll make you taste it.
Okay.
Then you can tell.
Hey, you're spoiling me.
So can I have just a cube? 1 cube.
That. And these are fried salt cubes. I must say that.
Cooking with it is very nice. I mean, it has this taste.
So this,
You know they have Maggi Dedede.
yes.
Yes. I like to cook with that a lot. Yeah. Okay, so.
Okay, so this is just one.
Yes, just one.
So just one.
Since we're just going local, we don't want a lot of foreign spices. Thank you.
So just one green cube. And a fried salt chicken to be precise.
Okay. You ready?
I am.
Just a minute. Okay, sorry.
I think it's fine. I think
Is
we're
it balanced?
It is. It is.
Okay.
It already tastes good. Can I eat it?
No, please, just wait till it's cooked.
Can I eat it?
No, you can't.
Oh, we already cooked the kotodwe and the crab. So it's cooked.
Well, I need, you know, when you go to the local chop bars and then you're eating fufu, you have the goat's meat and all that, and then you have a bone and you're chewing on it. You need some taste. I mean, aside the goat's taste,
Well,
you
you're
need,
right.
yeah, so
You've convinced me.
thank you. So please wait.
The bones must have flavor.
Thank you. Okay, so now it's ready to go on the fire.
Fine.
Just a
So
bit
this
of
is the
heat.
beginning of our soup.
Yes. Okay, so let's not forget, we need to boil the consomme as well.
Okay, so we're just removing the leaves from the stalk.
Yeah.
Almost done. So that means we actually don't even need a lot of the consomme.
You do, because it's green, so you need a lot of it.
So that the color will come
Yes,
out.
so probably someone would say, how much should I buy? You can buy 20 cedis.
Okay.
You know, they
bunch them up.
yeah, for 5 cedis, so you can buy 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's to your taste. So, but I like the green, so I would go for 20.
For 20.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're boiling this for how long?
Less than 5 minutes,
Less
say
than
3
5. Okay,
minutes.
so it's more
we just need
like
the
steaming,
heat.
really.
Yes.
Just pass the heat through
Yes,
it.
please.
Okay. Is that also because we don't want to lose too many of the nutrients? Okay.
Because it would go into the soup and it would be boiling, so
okay.
just a little heat and then we blend.
Okay.
And we pour. Okay, so please can we check if it's boiling?
It is.
It is. Okay, so then, so we have the snail here. I'm just going to add that as well.
Okay. So the snails you've already prepped.
Yes, please.
Now I know it takes a lot to prepare them because you have to take them out of the shell. And
Yes, that's a lot
So
of work.
We're trying to save time.
Okay.
But are there people who sell the snails that have already been cleaned and prepped?
I'm yet to see
yet to
that.
see
Yeah. So I know when you go to the market, you tell them, they would ask you after buying whether if they should take it out of the shell for you or you take it home and do it. I like to do that at the market, but Grandma would bring it home and do it.
It has to be done
That's a lot
scratch.
of work. That's really a lot of work. So that's one. Okay.
Because you have to use tomato juice to remove the slime. Or lime.
Yes.
We're talking
Okay,
about.
sure. So, Appy, can you help Aso?
Yes. You can even call her.
Oh, okay. Hi, Aso.
Aso.
Okay, so I think, or we'll just give it to her. Okay.
So we want her to blend?
Blend it, yes. Okay. And please let her know we'll be adding the contomere soon.
Okay, all right. Aso, please, we'll blend this. Okay. So that's our one tomato. Some of our peppers, our Scotch bonnet peppers.
Sure.
And then so our shito, and then also our onion that we boiled together. So we're going to blend that.
Yes.
Okay. Rolls are back.
Okay. So whilst washing the hineba, sorry.
Don't
Did
worry.
that hit you?
No,
Sorry.
it's fine.
Okay.
Worst
they always
things happen
have
in the kitchen.
I mean sticks. I think it's because during the drying season, yeah. So to just stick it together. So you have to take it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, due to time, normally at home, I would like to, after washing, just put it in a bowl, pour warm water on it. You know, sometimes you get
Sand,
insects and all that. Yeah, so once you pour the warm water on it and it simmers for a while, if there are insects inside, it comes out.
Okay.
Because they can't stand the heat.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And I just want to touch on this a little. You know, we have lots and lots of different types of smoked fish in Ghana. And smoked fish is particularly popular, of course, in the Ashanti region, the Bono, the Hafa area, because you don't have a sea. And yes, you have rivers and whatnot, but when you go, they are far. So you need to preserve. And so smoking the fish is one of the ways of preservation. Of course, it's very popular. Any market in Ghana that is worth its salt, when you go there, there's definitely a smoked fish section.
Yeah.
You go there, you find all the different kinds of fish, the different tastes, the different sizes. You can bargain, so they are there. So when you go to the market, just ask for a hineba. I'll tell them that I'm going to use it to make Abunuabunu. So you want the smoked fish that will make the Abunuabunu taste nice.
Well, there's one called akwebi.
Akwebi.
Yes, you can add that to it. Well, like everyone will say, it depends on your pocket.
Of course.
I mean, your budget. Yeah, so.
Some of the smoked fish, you say, are you sure this is my poor man's food? Are you sure this is a traditional food? But that's the thing, we tend to think that our traditional foods don't have value. But lots of the snails, for example, what we had here can easily be 200 cedis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easily 200 cedis just for the snails. So it's not a cheap soup, but it is very nutritious, and of course, it's something that we should celebrate.
I mean, if you're doing it, depending on who is doing it, I mean, you can just go for fish. You can do it with salmon, get maybe beef, and then you're okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that sounds like me. I typically don't eat snails. I mean, where my mom comes from, where my dad comes from, they don't really eat. So I didn't really grow up eating it. Anytime I encountered snails, it was in somebody's house. And because I've always been very curious about food and culture, even if I wouldn't eat it, I'll at least sit down and study it and see what it's all about. But yeah, so I would probably be the one who would go and get beef.
Yes, and there's dry fish called amane.
Amane, of course.
Yes, so you can get that.
Amane
and then
is
you're
a
fine.
little more affordable than some of the other ones.
Exactly.
So when the blended veggies come, that goes into the pots with the kutudre and the crabs.
Directly,
And the snails too are there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's actually not a long process.
No, it is not.
Once we've prepped the ingredients.
Yeah. You know there's this saying, potogum shegum.
Yes.
So with that, what I'm doing is not potogum shegum. We are trying to, but with that one, everything goes in and then you leave it on the fire and then you're done. So please check the contour for us. I'm sure by now it should be. Yeah.
it's soft. And it's become greener.
Yes,
That's an
but
indication.
one thing is, if you leave it on the fire for a long time, it becomes brown, and then it loses its nutrients. Yeah,
that's not what we want. Okay, so let me just bring it this way. A little more.
Yes.
Now we are making soup.
Yes.
So the water has to
so
represent.
When the consomme comes, it just fills it up, and then nicely you stir. You can taste it though.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And we haven't even added that many spices, and this is exciting.
The local spice.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
So the consomme comes now?
Yes.
Okay. And
we need to blend it. I was supposed to.
Okay. Okay. So we need to blend the consomme. Oh, I see. Oh, so that's how it.
Yes.
So it has to be blended.
Blended.
Okay. Aso, we need your help again. So really, we're pretty much done.
Yes.
That goes in as well.
Yes.
Then we add
the kakao. Yeah, but you need to work on it. It has a lot of sand. So yes, it needs a lot of washing and peeling. Yeah. You can hear.
because of the lots of grits. Because of the way it's made as well. The way it's dry, the way
Sometimes I wonder why, but
yeah.
you never know.
Well, some of our traditional ways of doing things, unless you live through it, you may not understand. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
water, please.
Water. There's some there. Okay.
Thank you.
Some water. Okay. So where are we putting the water?
kakao.
Yes, the kakao.
No, the kakao is going.
Oh, straight into the
Yeah.
pot. Anyway, you said it should be. Everything goes into it. Everything.
Yes.
One-stop shop.
So please come right. That's it. And then we just need the heat, and then now whilst we're waiting for the contour, we just leave it, allow it to just boil.
Okay.
Then we're done.
And that's it.
Yes.
That's all?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's really it?
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear Abunuabunu, it sounds like some soup that would take 90 hours. You have to start preparing it 10 days early.
Oh, no.
No, but that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, so what are we having our Abunuabunu with?
Fufu.
Okay, but we're not pounding the fufu today. I know you pounded it before you came.
Yeah.
Today, Abunuabunu is the star of the show. Fufu is a whole different economy and chemistry on its own. So maybe we'll do that on another day. So let's take a break. And when we come back, guess what? We'll be at the table. My favorite part, because I get to eat. And I'm actually pretty hungry. And it's evening, and I'm convincing myself that a green soup is healthy to eat in the evening.
Exactly.
So let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll be done cooking, and then we do some eating.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV. It's your world.
Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking right here on Citi TV. My name is Apioko. Now, while we're waiting for the soup to be cooked, as for soup, it's one of those things. It needs to cook properly. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you have stomach issues. So while waiting for it to cook, Afrakuma was fighting me that she sees me often. We share an office, in terms of the space here at Citi. But I've never given her some of the fanai. So we decided to eat fanais with atipupui or adunle. Afrakuma, how do you say it in Chi? Kuli kuli.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we're doing. They're plantain chips here. So cheers to you. And fanais, of course, is a sponsor of What's Cooking. Fana is so nice, and we're specifically eating the American vanilla flavor with chocolate chip. So that's what you were tasting, and I told you I'll tell you when we come on camera. It's actually chocolate chip. It just hits you.
Yeah.
It's not too sweet, authentic chocolate, right?
Yeah. And it's nice. I love it.
You don't have a choice. Our other sponsors on this show are Frital. Frital, you deserve a life of goodness. And we have some Frital bouillon cubes in our Abunuabunu. They really turn the thing upside down, in a good way. And then, most definitely, Tasty Tom. Thank you to you as well. Tasty Tom, look, all you need to do is fakakra. Naye bebre. A little goes a long way. So in this day and age where the economy is not doing so great, you go and buy Tasty Tom. You don't go and buy things that you have to use a whole tin before you get a nice pot of stew. Just a little and you're good. Can put the rest in the fridge and you saved yourself some money.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, Afrakuma, it's time to eat the Abunuabunu. We have fufu here.
Yes.
Yes, we have it here. So, where do we begin? We serve it?
Yes, I will.
Okay, I'm taking one last bite of my ice cream.
Okay. Can I have one?
Mm-hmm. Abunuabunu. I can't wait for us to get into deep conversation about it. Let me let you finish. That's such a cute pot.
Thank you.
I think I should come and raid your house.
You should. But please come with my kids.
I'll bring them, okay?
Thank you.
Only you have the children. It's okay, I'll bring them to you.
What's cooking?
So you didn't even let us talk.
No. This is not the time to waste talking.
Why? Is your time meant to match the Abunuabunu or what?
No, time to eat. I can see some green soup. Wow, hello, madam.
Hi.
Thank you.
Can
I sit?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Even if we say you can't, you sit.
Hi,
Even when there's...
You know who he is?
Come on, my neighbor.
Okay.
My neighbor.
Oh, you don't know me?
Hi, neighbor.
Hi.
So you, all the time we're making you didn't come.
No. Do you want to get to the international level?
You were she
I'm not just
you
ordinary
didn't come.
neighbor.
So yeah,
Okay.
neighbor with GPS.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're having Abunuabunu with fufu.
Yes.
What's this, please?
I like my fufu very soft. Oh, you want to know what this is?
You have come with specifications.
Yes.
Are you going to eat the
With
fufu
the spoon, yes.
Okay.
Because
Oh Lord.
I'm Danish trained.
I see. Can I serve you now?
Look, it's Heritage Month. But while you're serving him, you see, this is what he does. He will come and interrupt, and then all the things I want to ask the people, I forget. But earlier, when we were doing the soup, I asked you where you learned how to make. I think it's one of the first things I asked, where you learned how to make the Abunuabunu. You mentioned your grandma, And you also mentioned that when you were growing up, you actually didn't like to cook, which I find, I still can't get over that. But the question I have is, so you learned it from your grandma.
Yeah.
What were there specific ways that she taught you how to do things? So were you supposed to cut the onions a certain way, cut the tomatoes a certain way? Was it like boot camp? What was it like?
Well, Growing up, grandma was a bit strict, but I had aunties who were wild.
You had Jata aunties.
And for them, you should be present at all times. And you should be involved. So I think that helped a lot actually. Because when I look back and then it's helped shape me into who I am today.
Thank you.
And I think home training is not a bad thing. It's,
Chosimo.
from sweeping, scrubbing, washing, and
How do you
all
say that in Accra? Chosimo.
Intitia. Yes.
Ah, Intitipa.
Intitiepa.
Uh-huh.
You have Kotugwe in there.
Yes, please.
Hey, yeah. So Abunuabunu, do you know, I don't know that there's any specific occasion during which it's eaten. But for you growing up, what are some of the times that you remember having eaten Abunuabunu, or when you were sent into the kitchen to go and prepare some,
Oh, okay. I didn't get the chance to prepare Abunuabunu growing up. But I remember, I think around 15, when I was 15 years, that was the first time I had tasted it, because that was the first time Grandma did it, and I had seen the process and all that. And I was like, Grandma, this one I don't want. I won't eat.
Why? Because it was green.
Green.
It was strange.
Yes, growing up, you see red, tomato stews and you call it red stew. And then contomo is green. So that was what I used. And then, Grandma, this one, no. I prefer the yellow one, which is light stew, light soup. And she was like, well, there's nothing. You have to eat what I'm giving you. So you try it. And I tried it. And it was nice. And that's it. Later on, my aunties would make it, and then they'll bring it home, and then we'll eat and all that. Yeah, and then that's it. So I grew up, and then one day I said, oh, I want to do it for Grandma.
You want to make it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I gave it to her. And I was like, she should just mark it, like rate me. She said, oh, you did well. But can you take me through the process?
Eish.
Then I'm like,
now orals are been.
I'm like, oh.
You've done practicals, now orals too have come.
So I started. I think I missed a few, and she was like, no, it's this.
So what were some of the steps that you missed? Do you remember?
So if I think the steaming. That was the first process. So
the steaming of the pepper, the tomato, what we did.
I used a lot of tomatoes, and I even added garden eggs. Then she was like, no, Abunuabunu doesn't need garden eggs. It doesn't need tomatoes as well. But if you want to use it, you can go for 1 or 2. And that's fine. And then, it got stuck, and since then, so that's it.
So the process, I know when we were cooking, we kept saying that, oh, it's shregum, potogum. But really, there is a process to it, and there's a science to it. Does that, in hindsight, is that interesting for you? Because I think when we see our foods, I know we always talk about how, and I say it a lot, we cook with our hearts and our souls as African women, African men, Ghanaians. Yeah. But really, when you think about some of our foods, they are very, very, very technical. And if you miss a step, you miss the taste in the end, or the texture, or the color. In hindsight, does that resonate with you?
Yeah, because like I said earlier, when I missed the seasoning and everything, once you miss something, the taste you get a different taste. You don't get exactly what you... So, since you follow the process, you can tell me, does it taste good?
It's brilliant.
So the green is what?
It's
Kontomire.
brilliant.
Yes, please.
Yes. Kontumire, and there's going to swallow turkey berries. I bet you're in there as well. And then the green peppers. When I say the green, the Scotch bonnet peppers, since you're Danish, the Scotch bonnet peppers are in there.
I
But
like your neighbor.
Kontumire no, don't like him.
Oh.
How can you like somebody who doesn't come and help us cook because he eats our food all the time?
Well, he's a man.
He's lucky
so,
that today we have
I mean,
Hey, look, I'll surprise you one day.
To be fair, there's an instance where he actually came with kube cake, and coconut. That's what you brought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the coconut ball. You know the coconut shavings and the hair.
Coconut bullets.
Yeah. So he actually brought it along with him, and I was pleasantly surprised. Because he had never, not even water. So,
Don't worry.
but yeah, it's in the Abunuabunu.
Yeah,
Are you an
Just
Ashanti
as-
man? Are you a Bunu man?
this particular soup, it was only when I grew up that when I started enjoying it, Because I've never had the experience of eating green soup until I started going out with some friends who are
Was some friends, or was this a girl who was making it?
some friends.
Hey, Taster General.
My Asante brothers.
Hey,
I
Taster
have
General.
I have Asante brothers.
Wow. So they are the ones who.
Yes. So they introduced me to Rare Kwai and Abunuabunu. I did not be, so I'll stick to my Katia one.
So for me, I have a lot of Akan friends. And like I said, growing up, if you're going to visit, at least the way it was for me, if you're going to visit a friend, and I'm sure many people who grew up in Ghanaian homes and by extension African homes, the way you were raised, you can't just go and visit somebody because you feel like it. Your parents must know the person's parents, where they come from, the house they come, their way, And so, sometimes after church, for example, one of my closest friends, Dr. Helen Reku, will go to house, and her mom, Auntie Amy, she is, so she's got a bit of the guy in there, she's got Axim in there, she's got the Akan plethora of multiplicity of ethnicity in there, right? And she would make all sorts of things. So I learned a lot from her. But of course, my mom is not Akan, neither is my dad. So Abunuabunu is not something we made at home. But in my friends' homes, their mothers, would make them for us. Yeah. So Hakuma, there's a science to it. It's a beautiful science. Have you come across many people who eat Abunuabunu? No. Why do you think it's so?
Okay, so I can't say for them, but I can talk for them. I have friends, and there are times I ask that, have you tried it? Do you like? And they're like, no, even though we know you cook and it's nice and all that. But the green. So, and I'm like, oh, at least try it. Then they're like, no. But there's a particular friend too that hasn't had it before. I did it, I made it, and she tried. And she was like, wow, how did you do it? Can you walk me through the process? I did. And guess what? Anytime she's doing it, she'll just call. Charlie, where you dey? I'm preparing Abunuabunu. I'm like, hey, me that I taught you, now you're doing it more than myself. And so that's it. And your neighbor said, Reverend Kwai.
Yes.
Yes. That's also another one, and trust me, the process
So
is
what
tedious.
exactly is rare wine? Like basically.
I don't know if I should say is another type of granite soup.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know that if you don't take granite soup, you can use that.
Okay.
Yeah, but the process, I think that with that, unless you have an old lady in your house who wants to do that, I don't think any young lady would want to try that now.
But you know the process.
I do, but it's something that...
One of these days we'll do it. No, just because, you see, we're losing a lot of our food heritage. People got upset when the UNESCO report came out that Senegalese people are the ones who own the rights to the Jollof heritage. But listen, we've known it for a while. And even last year, it was said by UNESCO, and you got to know, it's just that now, this in 2023 became rife and everybody was talking about it. But really, there are so many of our heritage foods. We can also write to UNESCO and claim them, we are not doing it. And it's partly because a lot of us don't even know that these meals exist. So, we will do it so that at least we know that, a Senegalese person can't come and say that Rarankwai is for them. You get where I'm coming from. Shout out to my Senegalese brothers and sisters. I love y'all. But Jollof is Ghanaian.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's wrap this up. Taster General, your verdict, if you say anything negative.
No. As for this one, they're on point. Ghana, yet it's a heritage month, and I'm enjoying the Abunuabunu.
You know something interesting? The soup is green.
Yeah.
Your spoon is red and gold.
That's typical of Gold Coast.
So you got the red, gold, green there.
Yes. I think the food tastes nice.
Mm.
Thank you.
And I'll do justice.
You do justice when the cameras go.
When I'm alone.
No, we'll keep the camera on you and we'll post it on social media too for you. Oneba, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And for sharing this treasure with us. I don't know many people who can make Abunuabunu. And I count myself blessed to have had it from your stables, from your fingertips. Okay, thank you so much. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Frital. You deserve a life of goodness. Fana is so nice. And Tasty Tom, Fakakra, Naya Bibri. And of course, thank you to our Divine Citronella candle producers who have given us these candles. I've kept the flies up so we can actually enjoy the Abunuabunu. Because all the things in here, they are fly magnets. But we managed to eat it in peace. Thank you so much. My name is Apioko. This has been What's Cooking. It's still Heritage Month. We're still making it Ghana. Stay tuned to Citi TV and, of course, Citi FM for all of the content that we have. Learn about Ghana, celebrate Ghana, invest in Ghana. Just make it Ghana. We'll see you next week.